Hello, thanks for joining today's webinar. You can enlarge your screen for the optimal viewing experience using these buttons. You can also click the arrow here to view the hidden menu. The section at the very bottom will twirl out a menu that allows you to ask questions for the host to answer. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy this webinar. Where in the heck is that? It's supposed to be right here. Oh my.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and with me today is Christina. We are the product managers of TaxBandits. Thank you for tuning in to our summer BOI webinar series, and we're going to talk all through the summer about the BOI reporting process. Do you have anything to add to that, Christina?
As a reminder, TaxBandits is an IRS authorized e-file provider. While we love to talk about taxes and we have years and years of experience, we are not tax advisors. So if you have specific questions or need direct tax advice, we definitely recommend reaching out to a certified tax preparer or the IRS.
Definitely the IRS, for sure. For anyone who hasn't tuned in with us throughout our series, the BOI is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report, which started with the Corporate Transparency Act, and it started on January 1st of 2024, and pretty much every business needs to file that unless you fall into one of the 23 exemptions. Today we're going to take a riveting ride through the BOI reporting process with TaxBandits.
So excited. To get us started, now, like Tiffany mentioned, this is a series, so a lot of the other webinars that we've done in this series have focused on a specific feature-specific part of the process. They also have some really fun different themes, so go check those out. But today is kind of an overall, how does it work, what's happening, what order should you do things in, kind of a situation. Yeah. So to get started, number one, if you haven't already made your TaxBandits account, go to taxbandits.com and create your account. But once you have that account created, definitely use our Bandit Collab feature to get your staff added. If you're a preparer, if you're a firm, even if you just have a lot of entities and you have a team helping you, go into that account, add your staff, get them invited with their own secure credentials so that they can sign in and you can delegate.
Yes.
I think we said don't let delegation be your kryptonite in one of the last webinars. So definitely a good place to start. For preparers, you're able to assign those staff members roles. So you can have Mary that prepares the forms and Caleb that approves the forms and Sierra that transmits them. Or we have a few different options there. So you can have 2 roles, you can have no roles, but you can really customize it to how you already manage your team so that it's a really smooth transition. We also have an activity log there, so you're able to keep up with what everyone is working on, what's happening. You can assign specific clients to them, so everything is nice and organized and delegated. We also have a new office locations option that was added last season. So if you have multiple locations, you can also group your staff and your clients by location. But that is my rant on Bandit Collab. Do you want to talk about getting your clients in? Because I feel like that's a really good next step.
Absolutely. And we make every step of it really, really easy. It's a secure place where you can invite, assign, do everything, and you only need their email address and their name, really. And with that, we move into the address book with your clients or your businesses, and we make it super easy. You can manually input your clients.
Yeah, if you're onboarding someone as a one-off, you can add them.
Exactly. Or you can bulk upload all of your clients at one time. If you're brand new, you're just trying to get everything in there, which we always recommend doing as soon as you create your account so that it's in there, you're done with it. And when you're working on your BOI report, you can import your BOI businesses from your regular address book, and that way you don't have to do it twice. You just move it over, file your BOI report, and you're done.
We have some great videos on that. We covered it in one of the webinars, so if you want more information, check it out, or feel free to contact us. But absolutely, like being able to pull that business information from the address book onto your report, so much easier.
Exactly. And if you've already filed your other forms for a business and you just found out you need to file the BOI report for that business, we also have an option that you can pull from the filing history of your previously filed forms. So the information that you put into your previously filed form, you can pull into your BOI report.
So again, you're avoiding the duplicate entry, you're avoiding the possibility for error, all of that stuff just goes away.
Exactly. And so how do you determine how you want to input the data?
Great question. So the next piece of our BOI reporting overview is going to be Bandit Connect. And this is ideal for preparers that are working on the BOI report for their clients. And when you're starting that BOI, you'll actually be prompted to either put in the information yourself, which you definitely can, or you can invite your client to provide you with the information securely through TaxBandits. So Bandit Connect lets you add your client. They get an invite directing them to our secure portal where it guides them through inputting the BOI information that you request from them. So you actually get to specify what you want them to provide. That includes the ID, which I know is a huge thing for preparers because, like you said, they probably already have a lot of the business information. It's really just some of the specific beneficial owner stuff like the identification that they'll need. So they can provide that directly in the portal. We have the same validations, the same security measures in that portal, but it allows them to provide you the information directly, and you actually can brand
securely.
it. Excuse me, yes, securely. They have the two-factor authentication. It has the same level of security as your TaxBandits account. And you can actually brand that portal to match your company, your CPA firm, or your other firm's branding. So it'll have your logo, you actually can go with one of our packages that allows you to brand the colors of the portal itself. So everything is seamless. It's familiar to the client.
Exactly. And they know they can trust it because it's your brand that you've already been showing them. And they put in the information, and it's like you said, it's seamless.
Exactly. You can even add your contact information to the portal using TaxBandits so that if they do have questions, it's really easy for the client to know who to contact, how to reach out. It's all about providing a secure but easy to utilize solution to get this taken care of.
Exactly.
Right? Another awesome thing about Bandit Connect is once you've invited that client to provide the info, they've added it to the portal, they've submitted it, you have it in your TaxBandits account, you as the preparer can go in and review that information. And if you notice that something doesn't quite look right, like you're as a preparer, you're so much more familiar with what you're expecting to receive than maybe the client is. So if you need clarification, if you want them to update something, you can use the messaging tool directly in your TaxBandits account. So again, everything's in one place, everything is secure, but you can utilize that in real time to send messages back to your client and let them know if there are changes needed, clarification, anything like that.
Exactly. And if they provide something in there, it's in the secure location, and you can just put it into the form itself directly. Like you just grab it, put it in where you need it to be, and you don't have to worry about it being, wherever else it
emails
could be.
Or faxes or paper or
faxes.
Who knows what. I mean, it's still a thing though, and just having everything all over the place like that it's just so much to keep up with.
It is
keeping it in one secure location where you can go back and have records if you need them. It's
super important, especially when you're trying to run a business. And with that comes the validations that we offer. We ensure that with that, we put in validations so that we can help you ensure that all of the required information is provided. So we check to make sure that, or the system checks is what it is. The system does it.
Yep. We just get so invested.
We do. But
it does automatically.
The system automatically
just does it as they input.
Checks everything to make sure that all the required information is in the required fields. We also have a USPS validation so that the address can be checked to make sure that it is an actual, accurate address so that you don't have to do extra work. We already put it in there. And if there's any company application information needed, we check to make sure that that everything is provided.
Exactly. Yeah. That's we actually validate the company applicant details
Yes.
based on the date that the company was registered or formed,
Exactly.
and that's all put in by the client. But then if they are required to put company applicant information, you're able to see that as the preparer. If you give the client access to put
Exactly.
the company applicant information, they'll be able to see it. And if it's not something that's required, we'll actually let you skip that. So it's definitely a help to have those validations in place.
Exactly. And with that, we move into what all types of forms we offer with the BOI reporting.
Definitely.
Because, even though we do put all these validations in place, things change. Business changes literally every day. And so we offer multiple types of reports to support those changes.
Yeah, most of the companies right now that are worried about filing are focused on that initial report. But if they did input information incorrectly, maybe they just moved and they're so used to the old address that they put in the old address, or if something like you said changes, if the beneficial owner changes, if an ID expires, we support the initial report, the corrected report, the updated report, or even if the company becomes newly exempt, that is its own separate report that you can also complete in TaxBandits.
Exactly. And, as always, the pricing, it goes just like our other pricing. It's volume based. So the more you use or report, the lower the price is going to be.
Definitely, which is ideal for preparers that are handling this for a high volume of clients, for sure.
Exactly. Do you have anything else that you would like to add to the...
I don't think so. I feel like we've embarked on our Jurassic journey here, if you will. I had to throw in, this was not as pun heavy of a webinar, and so I needed to throw in one more. But I feel like we've prepared everyone. As always, keep in mind that now is the time to do this, to put this in place. Even if you're not ready today to submit the BOI report, get your account created, get your staff added and your clients added, so that as the clients do start to feel that level of urgency closer to the end of the year, you're prepared. You're not going to have to feel that urgency with them. You can just say, okay, awesome, do this. We're good to go, and move on. As a reminder, like and follow our YouTube channel. We have a ton of great resources. You'll get to see past webinars, future webinars, and I think that's all I have to wrap us up for today. What about you?
Definitely. Well, we don't want them to wait till the thrilling adventure of January gets here when everything else is due at the same time. So giving them the idea to go ahead and get everything in there now is really great. But we do want to thank you all for joining us today, and please leave any questions that you have in the comments, and we will answer them, and just let us know, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!